Hey. I like her personality. Crazy, but not like evil crazy, right? Speed run time. And bam, there you go. Wow, yeah, that was easy. That's probably like is that like the fastest ever FA you can have on any welfare in any event? And let's do first impressions on Van Gogh Minor, aka the welfare, the Ladster variant. I did not get Tutankhamun. Spoiler if you didn't see the gacha video. I got my ass wrecked, okay? So at least I can do this. There she is. Her pickaxe is like bigger than her entire body. So let's get to work. This should be pretty fast because she also gets double EXP as the event welfare. And also there obviously won't be that many like Ascensions to talk about because welfare and how that works, you know? I like that she can talk like kind of in a deep, serious voice, but then when she goes crazy mode, it goes like super high again. Hey, Gogh joke. There it is again. Bro, it fucking crashed, man. Let's keep going. The Ascension was too much, dude. Let's get that FA. What's she gonna say? Oh yeah, the art as well. That changes. Oh, look at that. Now she's standing on the pickaxe. Is she doing a thumbs up? She is, right? She installed Minecraft. That's what happened. Alright, let's see the sprite. I kind of already did see it because you had to use her in battles earlier. So it's an alright sprite, I don't mind it. So the weapon itself is actually not visible on the idle sprite itself. She like, you know, just gets it out when she's going in for attacks and animations and whatnot. Also, man, she clearly isn't very good at her job because not only does her nose have like a band-aid on it, also her knees. So aesthetically, not bad. I like the new twist on her character. Though obviously very different to the 5-star version, so fresh coat of paint. Pun intended, I guess. Now, let's talk about the gameplay. Because all I know right now from, you know, having to use her in the battle is that she's an AoE quick or whatever. Who hopefully doesn't have a one-hit MP, because that was a bit... I don't know what was going on with that MP, but we're about to find out sooner than later. So on level 80, max level, she's rocking 9.2k attack, and she is a DPS, I assume. I mean, she has a damaging MP. She could still have a support kit, I don't know. But assuming she's a DPS, it's actually pretty decent. 9.2k attack, that's not foes included, of course. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not definitely bad either, so it's fine. Now, the deck... The standard Lancer deck, aka double buster, double quick. Okay, makes sense. What about hit counts? 3 buster, 3 arts, 6 quick. Okay, and 5 extra. 6 on quick, huh? What about the MP gain? Wait, her MP gain is a 0.72? And she has a 6 hit quick? Even the 1 art is pretty decent, but man, those quicks are really good. Her gains are probably actually very solid. Now, the MP is quick, right? Yes, it is. Okay. Now, let's talk passives then, right? Aha, I see a familiar icon. I was wondering about that. But before that, we have a Buster icon, which is a unique passive as well. She gets Buster Up and Buster Star Absorb. 4% Buster and... oh, wait, no, it's not Absorb. It's Star Generation. Oh, 30% Buster Star Generation. Her Buster is 3 hits, right? Yeah, so it's not the biggest deal ever, but it's nice to have. The passive is called Joka. You know how Petrification is Sekiha? Or Sekika? It's Sekika. It's like stonification, literally. This is that, but with jokes. So literally, this is like jokification. You're making something a joke. That's what the passive is called. It's jokification. Goigation, yeah. Would be funny if they localized it like that. And then we have the Forwarder passive. Yes, she still has it. So 2 stars per turn and 4% debuff rest. But most importantly, she has self-synergy, if you know what I mean. So yes, you can clearly pair her with her Foreigner version and get that nice huge crit boost. Now, what else do we have? We have one more passive. I think this is a new passive as well. She gets mental debuff resistance, I believe. 30%, okay. Cool bonus. And then the event passive. Honestly, pretty good passives for a 4-star. Better than most. Her anti-append is against berserkers. Hello, useful append spotted. So there, you definitely have some choices when it comes to her now. Honestly, if I had to guess, all of these are actually viable choices. Because surely she has crit focus too, especially if you run the Van Gogh package. And then everything else kind of works always, and the berserker one is useful. So yeah, honestly, all of her appends are probably good. Now let's talk MPs. So what do we have? Before anything, she gets MP damage for 1 turn, scaling with overcharge. Cool. Then she does the damage to all enemies, which is a super effective for lawful enemies, right? I want to say. I'm always so bad with alignments, but I think it's lawful. And then there's a low chance to stun them for 1 turn. And then make them... Oh, changes the map into a city field, I think, for 5 turns. Is that city? I think that's city. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's Tossi. 5-turn city field. All right, let's see some numbers. So the overcharge, it's a base 20% MP damage for 1 turn, scaling up to 40% on max OC. Pretty standard, but, you know, still more useful than, let's say, instant kill or, like, you know, most dots. So it's not a bad OC. And then the super effective doesn't scale. It is a flat 150% against lawful enemies. Cool, fairly common. Obviously for farming is not the best because most normal enemies don't have alignments, but for servants, lawful is fairly common. Not sure how, you know, how the spread is among archers, her like best case scenario, but they should, I have a feeling there's a lot of lawful archers, so I'm not too worried. And then it's a base 40% or flat 40% chance to stun all enemies for 1 turn. I was expecting worse because it said low chance. I mean, 40 is low, but I was expecting like 20 or 30. So it's a bit better than I thought. Obviously, still not reliable unless, you know, we'll see differences later. But as is, it is unreliable. But it's a nice bonus if it happens, especially on boss fights. I like that they kind of kept the stun thing in her because the terror stun spam was so iconic with Foreigner, of course. So maybe that's why they wanted to have some kind of a stun thingy here as well. Not sure. But yeah, this won't be as reliable or spammable, probably, but... Still, nice homage. And then the city field for 5 turns indeed. I assume she might herself have some synergy as well. Maybe not just support, but we'll see. Because next up, let's talk about skills. Oh yeah, the MP. Okay, according to Atlas, it is a 4-hitter. So it just looks like a 1-hitter. Okay, I was like, there's no way they would print a 1-hitter. So okay, let's just get that out there. It is a 4-hitter, okay? It is not a 1-hitter. So we got a rainbow icon. Let's see, this was about this. I think this had choices. I didn't really use the skill, but I did notice it had choices. First of all, you cannot even use the skill until you have 10 stars. And on use, it consumes 10 stars. So it's not like the Moriarty buffed version where, you know, you have to have stars, but it doesn't consume. For here, you have to have stars and it does consume them. So you pay 10 stars to use this skill. That's the first thing. Then... all allies get... Oh, this is the choice. So you choose. Do all allies get 3 turns of Quick Up, Arts Up, or Buster Up? Yeah, you choose the AoE buff, the card type. Cool. And then... all allies get MP gain for 3 turns. Okay. So you choose the card type to get buffed and everyone gets the MP gain always, I believe. So it's double buffs. What do we get? So numbers, it is a 4-turn cooldown. Interesting. So I guess that's why there's the star cost maybe. But then you get 20% whatever card type you choose for 3 turns AoE and 20% MP gain. Always guaranteed. It's alright actually. It was gonna be like, you know, if it was just to choose and, you know, a 5-turn, 6-turn cooldown, I would be like, eh. But on a 4-turn cooldown, that's really good uptime. Like, the numbers themselves are not crazy high. But yeah, it's only a 1-turn downtime. Now, turn 1, unless she has a star bomb later, she might, I don't know. Turn 1, it might be a bit awkward because you need that 10 stars, which are not always a given. Again, unless she has a bomb later. That can change. But yeah, but after turn 1, it should be very easy to always activate this on cooldown. 10 stars is not much when this fight is already underway. Especially because she has a quick MP. And even her Buster cards get bonus stars and she has a 6-hit quick. So after turn 1, it's definitely easy to have minimum 10 stars going, I would say, like every single turn. So that's cool. I like the skill. It's cool. I like the choice. Now, we have a max HP up icon. That is a rare one. Max HP up itself as an effect is not the most rare thing, but as an icon, it doesn't appear that much. So, self max HP up for 3 turns. And then self battery, cool. And there it is, get stars on use. Okay, and then if on city map gets more stars. Okay, so it's a double star bomb if you have the city map. Otherwise, just 1. So let's see numbers. This is on a 6-turn cooldown. She gets 3k max HP for 3 turns, 30% battery, 20 stars on use, no matter what, and then another 10 stars if on city map as well. So it's If you max the skill, it's like 20 to 30 stars, depending on if you have the city field active or not. Obviously, the city field can exist without her MP as well, by the way. That should be a given. It's just that the MP guarantees that you have a city field. There's a lot of maps that are considered city maps as is. So it's pretty okay, actually. It is a fairly lengthy cooldown. I kind of like the first skill a bit more for the flexibility and the spammability, the uptime, etc. But I don't really hate this skill either. It's alright, and again, it helps activate the first skill, so the synergy is pretty cool too. Anyway, last up we have a dodge icon. Let's see. Some defensive utility is great because she's a quick servant. It's not a whole lot of text, but let's see. She gets a dodge for 2 hits, 3 turns, and then crit resistance for 3 turns. And that's it. It's a 6-turn cooldown. Numbers, the only thing that scales is the crit resistance, and it scales from 30 to 30%. At 30%, it obviously already, neutralizes most crits that are not like increased chance on enemies, so that's kind of cool. Basically, nothing will crit her unless they have, crit chance up. I like crit resistance. I think it's a fairly underrated defensive buff. I kind of wish the crit resistance was AoE though. I feel like they could have done that. Maybe the dodge is fine if it's on her herself, but because it's only 2 effects on a 6-turn cooldown, I kind of wish that was AoE, but oh well. But I do like, though, that everything on this skill is defensive. So it's one of those defensive skills that's never going to feel awkward to use. And I also like that the dodge is, again, 2 times 3 turns instead of like full 1 turn or something like that. I always prefer the flexibility. It's not the best skill ever, but I like that it's not awkward to use and it makes sense at least. So what kind of a servant is she actually? I'm not actually sure. She seems to be kind of a generalist, right? She's an AoE DPS herself, capable of probably doing some decent damage, especially if you're hitting that lawful super effective. And otherwise, she has a little bit of team utility, not a whole lot. Like, I think even OG Van Gogh has way more. I mean, she has a support MP, so that's kind of cheating, but it's interesting. I think she's mostly still like a kind of selfish DPS-ish. And I have a feeling crits is, like, if you're not hitting the super effective on the MP, crits is definitely going to be the thing to look out for. She doesn't have any stars per turn, and her star bomb is only 1 time on a 6-turn cooldown. But granted, I am guessing she still generates stars okay anyway, because of her main card type and the hit counts and passive, etc. helping. Yeah, she probably still, I feel like you're still going to run her with OG Van Gogh. She's probably going to be one of her best supports. Just because she has that 4 in her passive, right? And I have a feeling the MPs should be very spammable. I'm talking bosses here, by the way, if it wasn't obvious, because of her quick card being that crazy. The MP itself, and looking at her skills, aside from the first skill and the small battery, there's not really anything else to support the MP itself looping. I'm not sure how her refund is, like for farming, but for bosses, assuming because you get to use your face cards, it should be very spammable, right? Because her face cards look really good for gains. I want to say I like her. I'm happy. She doesn't seem to be broken. She doesn't seem weak either. She seems just good, right? Also, the only synergy she herself has is for the city is the 2nd skill, huh? Which is not a whole lot, because it only gives you 10 more stars. Like, without the city, you already get 20 stars. I don't think she's broken or amazing or bad. She's just good, and I like her. So, hey. I would say a good welfare addition to the game. So with that, gonna conclude this first impression. Okay. So if you enjoyed it, hey, do me a solid and press the thumbs up button on this video. Really helps out. I obviously did not get King Tooth. I'll probably try and snipe with some daily singles moving on. And if worst comes to worst, before the event is over, we might figure out something else. I kind of still prefer to keep my current format, actually having the servant and then doing the whole 9 yards like this. But we'll see, because I am interested though, so I don't know. Might take a while though, so sorry for not getting that out day 1, but yeah, hopefully stay tuned and do subscribe not to miss out on future videos. And again, if there's buffs or anything else that needs coverage, I'll obviously do that as well. Shout out to my patrons on the screen right now, of course. And hey, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, Thursday, wherever you're at, and see you on the next video. Bye.